Quiet on set. Picture is up. All right, roll sound.
Rolling.
Roll cameras.
Cam's rolling.
And 3, 2.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Hank's Think Tank. I got Mark Hogan in.
Hey, good to be back. Howdy, everybody.
His car actually made it. Unbelievable. So after all this time, he's finally got it
Are you
fixed.
talking about the Midnight Black Dodge Challenger 5.7 Hemi Redline package?
Yeah.
You know, jealousy is a very sad trait.
Hey, got to have a trait, though.
Yeah.
Got to have something.
You got some kind of
I can't play
trait.
the guitar, so I got that. All right, so today we've got some really special individuals in here, and I'm pretty excited to be doing this show because I always like doing stuff where people get helped in one way or another. And so today we're talking about Tethering Hope, and I've got the founders in here with me today, Colleen, Montague. How's it going?
It's going
Did I
great.
say your last name right?
That's perfect.
Okay, cool. And then Jacqueline Jones.
Hey.
How's it
Hi,
going? So
everyone.
president and vice president. You guys started this alone, together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how it was conceived. How'd you get it done?
We got tired of the way the government is able to help someone, but then it's kind of dropped off. So as we communicated with each other and just the disgruntledness that we were feeling, we decided to start helping the best way we
Do
knew how.
something about it.
And so we just started putting our minds together, started putting things down on paper, and then it just started growing. And so we found us a group, the foundation group, and they are helping us get our 501c3 together.
Okay.
And so you're brand new, aren't you?
We're brand new,
Mm-hmm.
October 31st.
I'll tell you what, it takes a while to get that 501 kicking. It really does.
Yeah.
It's not an easy process at all.
Right.
So I tried to do it with the lodge that I'm associated with, and yeah, it was just tough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can dig it. But it'll take you a while, but you'll eventually get there.
Yes.
You know. So you guys decided to try to pick up in your community where the government just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
And I can understand that.
That
I mean,
gap.
yeah.
Yeah, the bureaucracy
There's-
just drags things on, and
Yeah.
maybe till it's too late for somebody, probably.
I've seen a lot of that in my situation. I hope impacts deals with the homeless, and a lot of those people have been out there for 7 years, and the government really can't step in and do anything until they're so sick, and then they just stick them inside 4 walls, give them a place to die.
Right. Well, and you guys are intervening before it gets to any of those kind of
Yes.
problems, and where it's
Preventing
yeah,
homelessness.
Right.
It's like the people we've been helping. The lady that broke her leg, she can't afford the kind of care that she needed at her house so that she could safely move around in her house. So we went and cleaned it for her so she could do that.
right.
The lady that I was taking care of, which I now have her dog, they had her misdiagnosed and wanted to strip her of everything she had and put her in an assisted living facility where she'd get the care she needed. And they actually came into the church and asked me to help, so I did. Come to find out, they had her misdiagnosed because I was there. I was like, okay, I'm trying to rehabilitate her, and she ended up going to the emergency room, ended up with stage 4 bone cancer. So I ended up taking care of her until she died.
Mm-hmm.
And that, it's about $6,000 a month to have somebody come in and take care of you like that 24/7.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's an expensive endeavor for sure.
And so,
So what about funding? How are you guys being funded so far?
Well, we've had our first fundraiser, which was a yard sale.
Okay.
We received donations from estate sales that had things left over from the estate sale.
Okay.
Those families donated the remaining items to us. We had a lot of clothing and household items and knickknacks and things like that. So what we did was we put a yard sale together, and so we did a yard sale and raised over with donations as well as all of the product that we sold over $3,000.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's a
for
good
a
start.
yard sale. So that's kind of where we're at. We eventually want to get donations in order to possibly have a storage building, small size, just to store these products instead of in my home.
Yeah, because I can see you're going to need some space.
Yeah, and the clothing that we receive from the church is donated from the church, and so we go through those clothings and we donate them to Hope Impacts and Clothed by Faith. Those are the two main organizations that we work with, and trying to get them what they're needing, specifically for clothing. And then what we have remaining, we put in the yard sale.
Okay.
So yeah, we sorted through everything to make sure the people that we donate the product to got all that stuff got pulled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically everything that was in the yard sale is stuff you don't need.
Okay.
So these items can be used by people, or it can be turned into funds
Yes.
to be used for these folks.
Right.
So, do you find that you've got more, like the lady with the broken leg? You've got more people that are convalescing at home, or do you have people like on the verge of homelessness, or possibly be even homeless already? What's your big ticket item that you're dealing with?
Right now, I feel like the main thing that people are needing is community, as far as that one-on-one. I'm seeing a lot of people with depression, and it's spiraling when you go through depression. I was bedridden for 3 years with fibromyalgia, and I had 3 people helping me. And it was a very lonely place in my life, a very lonely time. The depression was real. My father had just passed away, and I was just trying to deal with that, as well as the pain that I was in. The doctors didn't know for sure what was going on, and then they diagnosed me, and then we were able to start helping me and get me back on my feet. I had fainted a couple of times and had injured myself and lost all feeling in my left leg, so took me 3 months to learn how to use my left leg again. So, the journey has been long, the last 5 years, but I feel the Lord is just pulling me into this area of ministry, of helping others. So that's how I met Jackie, through the church, and we've just become best friends. And so I asked her if she wanted to live with me, and she moved in, and we've just been working ever since, and
Non-stop.
nonstop.
Right.
So what communities do you serve?
The elderly.
No, I mean what area? I guess
Oh,
is
in
what-
Katy.
Just Katy?
Yeah, just
so
Katy.
So is it
right
certain
now.
zip codes, certain areas, or just...
No, just
Yeah.
anyone in Katy.
Okay.
We have helped
Like
a,
Sarah.
a lady in League City
Okay.
who was needing a bed, and we had an extra bed, so
Mhm.
we got her bed. And then she had a family member pass and was needing some financing to help cover some bills. So we helped her in that way. So,
Okay.
there's different, everybody has a need. And so we just try to find out what that need is and get the help that they need, whether
Okay.
it be food. We've helped families get to food banks that they didn't know existed. We've helped families by letting them help us, them giving their strength, their muscle to help us,
Sure.
and then reimburse them in order for them to have grocery money,
Okay.
gas money,
Right.
things like that.
People don't realize really what goes along with a lot of these problems is taking care of the animals and the pets and getting the kids to school and affording medication that they need so they don't downgrade into something else. There's a lot of things around the peripheral besides the main problem.
Right. We had a lady just this morning I read on in my neighborhood who just got laid off and can't afford Christmas, and so the neighborhood is going in together, and we're going to help get them Christmas.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So it's just there's always a need out there, and it's just meeting that need
Right.
to help them get by, help them get through that tough spot.
Yeah.
We really want the organization to be a community-based organization. It's been one of my biggest complaints since I've gotten back from Alaska. It's like, where is the men with the baseball bats and stuff like that going down the road saying, not in my town? You know, it's just...
Right. I think the more packed in people get, the more they kind of shut
The
out
less-
everybody but their own little
the
inner
less
circle,
they-
you know.
yeah.
Got that.
Well, and society's not the same as it used to be either. I mean, it's just not.
Do they still have what they call it? Go out on the street and meet your neighbor night, or
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, we have that out here, and it's not a big success anymore.
Well, you
It's
don't
just
have
not-
anything but a family of raccoons living across the street, so I mean
Yeah.
that's a slow night for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
you're
what's
not
beautiful about the
bringing
Katy
the right
community is in
goodies.
Katy, we do have National Night Out in our
Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's
yeah.
it.
yeah, and we do have that, and the community comes out, and the police and the fire department come out, and they put on a big event, music and food, and other organizations go out and set up a table and talk to the community about what they have to offer, and that spurred a lot of this Tethering Hope organization was seeing the community coming together. We wanted to be a part of that. We want to be a part of Katy
The solution.
and part of the solution of that area in society where you're on the brink of homelessness, and it's one bill away from being homeless, and we want to help stop that. You know, if they, you know, you have a father who's had an accident at work and he's not able to work because he got injured. You know, how are they going to pay their bills? You have a house that catches fire and they lose everything. You know, being able to help them get all the things that they need back.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't realize how close we all are to homelessness. I mean,
Yeah.
you're a step away.
Right.
Like you said, a disaster like a fire or, you know, an injury or
One
the
medical
death
emergency.
of a family member
One medical
even.
emergency
Yeah,
has been
one
most of
medical
it.
emergency. Yeah, I mean,
Most
you never
of
know.
what we run into has been medical emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that could just break you.
So where
Yeah.
do you hope to see this organization, let's say in 2 years? 2 years is tomorrow,
Right.
you know, so it's not that far out. But
I would
I
like
mean-
to see that I would like to see that we have grown in the community. We would like to have a storefront where someone can come in and pick out whatever they want
mm-hmm.
and go home with it for free. Having that opportunity for someone, you know, I actually did it at the yard sale. We had families that we're
Right.
working with, and we just had them come into the yard sale, pick out whatever you need. She got a vacuum cleaner and clothes, you know,
Yeah,
and
That's cool. Yeah.
text me back that she just vacuumed the house, and
What
she was
they-
so excited about it,
You
you
don't
know.
make anything if
And,
you're just giving
you
it
know,
away.
that's the thing, is being able to help someone and put a smile back on their face.
Mm-hmm.
That means the world to me. You know, I think about Jesus and what he did and how he went and he helped. And that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He just helped. He saw a need and he helped.
Kindness for the sake of kindness.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where our heart is at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The gift of giving,
Yes.
you know, nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Well, it's that time of year. And I hate to say that it's that time of year because it's always that time of year.
It's
You know,
always
the
that
Christmas
time of
and the holidays come and people are into the giving spirit more than normal, you know. But
Right.
January 1st, these problems still continue for a lot of
Yes.
folks.
Like I always tell my friends, you got the gift all year round. Me, I'm only getting the kids something. a
Yeah.
card, maybe a picture of me. That's their gift from me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You always run into stuff like that.
What is the best way to get a hold of Tethering Hope?
We have a website, tetheringhhope.org.
Okay.
And also you can call me at 832-330-6910.
Okay.
Or you can email me at needinghelp@tetheringhope.org.
Okay. And I assume you're accepting cash donations, stuff like that too, to
Yes.
help get things off the ground?
Yes, we're accepting cash
Good.
donations. Anything that someone is just not using anymore, they don't need. We're not looking to have, a huge storage building full of things.
Mm-hmm.
We want it to be a revolving door.
Sure. Yeah, because that can fill up quick.
Yes,
Yeah.
as soon as it comes in,
Yeah.
it's going out. And the Lord provides.
Mm-hmm.
When we ask, we asked for, and He provided, and now we've got this house full of stuff that people need or people want, and we're doing yard sales to try to move some of it because not all of it can be donated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, selling the stuff that people want.
But the money from
stuff
that
people need.
will help those
Getting donated.
that are
Right.
needing financial help, or if they need,
It's like all the
have you ever tried to
pillows,
go
blankets,
put on
towels.
Yeah.
order
We
jeans
sorted all that
online,
out.
Right.
order jeans on Amazon? You just can't
Not
do
me, I
that.
wouldn't be able to.
You got to go and you got to put them on, and you got to
Yeah.
make sure they fit. And there's a lot of people that are like that, and they can't afford $100 pair of jeans.
Right.
So, one thing we've done is we've taken some of the high-end clothes that we have received, and we've taken them to Clothes Mentor, which is a resale shop in Katy.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been able to get store credit from there. So then we can take a client into Clothes Mentor, let them go through the high-end clothes and pick something out on store credit.
Yeah, with essentially like a gift card type
With,
thing.
cool.
Exactly.
Well, that way they get exactly what it is they need.
Need.
And it fits, and you're not trying to just make something work out of whatever
Right.
is in
Donations.
donations.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're kind of focused on immediate needs, but what about like breaking the cycle of poverty and things like that? I mean, have you all considered what you can do to help people get beyond their immediate needs and on to a better existence or a better life? Help them to
go
break
vote.
out of whatever they're in.
Well, I think a lot of that, when you're in that situation, you can't just fix it with a Band-Aid,
Right.
because it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah, it takes counseling.
So
and
it takes
everything else.
counseling, it takes community, it takes just a phone call or dropping in to say hi, how are you doing? Let's cook a meal together. Let's spend some time together. Getting them out of that environment that they got stuck in, I feel and putting them into a more enlightening situation, I think helps them see, oh, there's another world out there. The world doesn't all fit into this one little box.
Right.
We have this existence outside of this box, and we can do something different. And so I feel like just spending time with them and helping them, learn new habits.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's going to be the key that is going to help.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of
I
the
think
things
so.
me and her talked about when it comes to kind of getting them out of their environment so that they can see that, there are people out there that will help. Everybody hits a rough patch,
Right.
and, needs help at some point. And it's not always about the money. It's like sometimes they just need somebody to be there, to sit with them so they can be at home and not stuck in a hospital because they need around-the-clock care.
Right.
They need somebody to show up and take care of their animals every day while, they go do a funeral that's in a different state. They can't pay somebody $400 or $500 a week to come in and do that or put their dogs into.
Right.
But so it's,
Yeah.
it's, when you think about preventing homelessness, a lot of it's really not as expensive as you think, because just doing those little things takes a huge chunk of the money it would cost them.
Right. A little human help
Yeah.
from some friends, and
It's a
I feel like
community
that's
thing.
what y'all are, is friends to people.
And we would like to get to where, like, we talked about having a thrift store where if we needed to retrain and get people refocused, it'd give them a starting place for a job
Right.
where they could work. And there's all kinds of things they can learn doing that. They can learn how to count money. They could learn how to organize
Sure.
and, how to work with customers, how to do inventory. And, of course, the list goes on, because then there's the janitorial of the building and so forth.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
So
Okay.
it's just trying to give that structure where, somebody who's not making enough money, when something comes up, they could come in and work, make that little bit of extra money.
There you go.
And I think one more thing is that being with them is vital. I spent time with one of our clients just going to the doctor with her and just being there at the doctor with her. She didn't know how to communicate with the doctor. She didn't understand the terminology that the doctor was using. And so being that person that can intercede for her helped her tremendously, and she's better.
Right.
And I think that sometimes we don't realize how much that means to a person. Just
Yeah,
to
and
spend that
loneliness
time.
has become an epidemic in this
It
country
is.
too.
It
So
is.
That's one thing we need to work on too, is trying to keep people from just being lonely all the time.
Right.
But we spend too much time. It's all screen time and stuff like that nowadays. So we're becoming an anti-societal,
I was out
individualistic,
in the bush and
weird
I tell you what,
group of people now. I mean, when I was a kid, you could, I was raised in the Heights area. You could go to any house, knock on any door, and
they knew
somebody
who
would
you
be
were.
home, like a mom or something like that, and they probably knew me. Probably for bad reasons, but they probably knew me. but I don't think you find that too much anymore, because it takes so much for the average family to make it. So you've got a working father, a working mother. A lot of times the kids are even working to help contribute to the household. And then when they're not, everybody's individually enjoying whatever screen time they can.
Well, you get all
You know,
the
be it-
world
be it
at your
phones or-
fingertips on
yeah.
your phone or
Yeah.
your PC.
when I
So we
came-
fail to
came back
communicate
from
and we fail to
Alaska,
interact, and then that creates a
both mom and dads are working.
yeah, it just
And
it
it's just,
creates
it wasn't
a
like that when I left in 2008.
yeah, no, it's weird. Life's just gotten really strange.
And it's just like,
You know?
why, what's the sense in, you think you're going to have children, somebody else is going to raise them. I mean, the whole purpose you want to have children is so you can be there with them and love them and
Right.
care for them.
And we don't
Yeah.
realize how many elderly we have that are alone.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
a big thing.
Both parents working.
Learning to
Right.
connect with the elderly that
Yeah,
are alone. Helping them if they need a ride to the doctor's office, we will provide
yeah,
that.
it's a tough deal.
Right.
If
Yeah.
they need groceries from the store, but they want to go themselves, then
Right.
call us. We'll drive you to the grocery store and shop with you and bring you home. A lot of elderly can't drive at night, but they want to go to that event that's taken place, but they need someone to drive them.
Right.
Well,
they
or
need
they
to have-
don't want to park in left field and have to walk all the way up there because
Yeah,
if they've got a handicap placard, well, maybe they're all full.
yeah,
My mom's run into that a lot.
yeah.
So
But if they need any kind of medical assistance, like they have to have a procedure done and they need someone to drive them, the lady that we're in contact with that had broke her leg, she had a Lyft driver take her to the emergency room. I had an Uber pick me up at 2 a.m. after I had fainted, and the ambulance had brought me there, knew I was living alone, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody to take me home, and I couldn't stand on this left leg. It was completely numb, and they sent me home, and the nurses rolled me out in a wheelchair to the Uber car and went to put me in the car and expected me to stand up on my own, and my leg, I kept telling them my leg doesn't work. I
Right.
fell down to the ground. They picked me up, put me in the Uber, and sent me home. Luckily, it was a nice driver, and she helped me into the house and got me a walker. I had a walker there, and because I collect old things because I'm going to get old. And it was a preventative thing because I know I'm going to be old one
Well,
day.
it was there when you needed
And
it,
it was
wasn't
there
it?
when I needed it, you know. But, you know, something like that experience, it made me realize that there are so many people out there
I
that
ran
don't
into it a
have
lot.
somebody and that
Yeah.
need
Right.
they need to be able to pick up
And you
a
don't have
phone
to be
and
elderly.
call
You just
somebody and
be in a
say,
bad spot.
you know, they can call Tethering Hope. We'll come and pick you up. We'll take you where you need to go. And it doesn't matter the time or day. You know, we're available 24/7 because
Well,
that was 2 o'clock in
go
the
that
morning
far.
for me.
I wouldn't go that far.
I
but-
would, because 2 in the morning it was difficult. It
Yeah.
was
Sure.
Well,
difficult.
no,
was, yeah.
we've done it. So,
Yeah.
but I'm just
You
saying.
know, and so I just, you know, when someone needs help,
If we're available, we're like,
we're
we
right
don't
there.
hesitate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Well, you know, we interview a lot of business owners on the show, and I always tell everybody, I hope you do well, and I hope you have plenty of business. I actually hope you guys run out of business, because if you do,
Me
that means there's no people that need help anymore, and everybody's good. But
Right.
I have a feeling you guys are going to be busy, busy, busy. So as the word gets out, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it's not going to get worse. It's
You
going to
know.
get better.
It's better for others.
Yeah, better for others, but it's going to be tough.
Busy.
Well, I
trust me.
think the community coming together is the most efficient, helpful thing that can happen, because the government, through all its good intentions, has to go through all its blocks and approvals and everything before
It's
you
not
ever see a
acceptable.
dime or any kind of help or anything like that. So it's the people coming together that's going to make it happen.
And,
Yes.
and we've already had at our church, at Venture Christian Church,
Several people.
we had
step
a
up to the plate.
family that stepped up today and said they want to join in on the team of Tethering Hope, and
Cool.
that they want to help.
Yeah, that's what
And
you need is a
so-
lot of volunteers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, the more volunteers you get, the better
Well,
off you're going to be.
Yes.
It's the community thing because, it's, like you said, it's not the government's job.
Yeah.
It's your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the people who live across the street from you. And
It's our community taking care of community.
Right.
There you go. Well, I think moving forward, you won't have any funding issues, because this thing will automatically kind of fund itself just by word of mouth and people wanting to get involved.
Well, you got to get the word out there, and you've got a website.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing. And we'll provide a link from this video
Okay.
so you can hang it on the website and get some things going. I also noticed that you guys have a Facebook page too. You want to talk about your Facebook page a little bit?
Well, that's growing slowly.
Yeah, takes a while.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're growing that. It's Tethering Hope, or Facebook at Tethering Hope.
Okay.
We don't post, like, take pictures of clients or you know, because sometimes it's
it's embarrassing.
embarrassing
Sure, I
to
get
be
it.
going
Yeah.
through those situations, and so we try to be respectful of everybody's privacy. So we just try to post what we can
Okay.
without giving any information,
Mm-hmm.
which can be challenging at times.
Yeah.
But,
I know. Yeah.
but you know, we are out there and we are working towards helping anyone that's in need. And so, you know, go and like our Facebook page and leave a comment. Let us know that you're there.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we'll do what we can to get you guys some exposure and make you wish you hadn't come on the show.
Oh no, I'm crazy. I'm gonna love that.
Mark, you got anything else?
No, I just would like to say that this is a good thing. People coming together to help their friends and neighbors, which is what it all boils down to. If you've got a little extra this year, please put Tethering Hope on your list. And these people will do good things for it without all the overhead of some of the other charities you may have heard of. And I see great things in your future. Thank you,
Thank you.
both
There you go.
for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Giving
thanks
us
so
the
much.
opportunity to
It's
talk
been a
about
pleasure
it.
to have you on the show, and I look forward to having you on in a year. I'd like to find out where it's going and how things are progressing. I bet it's going to be a totally different picture in a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you give it 5 years, and wow, who knows how big it could get? Just you never know.
That's right.
So, for Mark Hogan, I'm Hank Batt. This is Hank's Think Tank, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming.